In breaking campaign 2012 news, moderate Republican Jon Huntsman today continued to not be relevant. For more Huntsman updates, replay this video until he drops out.
Newest candidate, former Utah Governor Jon Huntsman, is running. So we put together a segment for you folks tonight. It's called Get to Know Jon Huntsman. Take a look.
There's actually no reason to get to know Jon Huntsman. This has been Get to Know Jon Huntsman.
Of course, the people who don't believe in climate change are the folks at Fox News. Jon Huntsman, a Republican presidential candidate, said earlier that he did believe in global warming, which, of course, has made Fox and Friends very angry. So they're going to have that mini debate right here.
You recently tweeted this. You said, to be clear, I believe in evolution and trust scientists on global warming. Call me crazy.
Issues are about
get serious
dealing with the debt that we face and creating jobs.
That's
Everything
true.
else right now is a sideshow.
We're not the ones taking grant money and with scientists and making up results, which hurt the cause in particular.
Brian Kilmeade is a paid tool of the corporations that want to have you ignore climate.
Seen enough ups and downs to know that the recent turbulence we've experienced is part of a natural cycle. Of course, I'd also like us to find ways out of this cyclicality. There are now nearly 100,000 Chinese students studying in the United States and nearly 20,000 Americans studying here in China.
But at the end of the day, we've got to find more market opening measures. We've got to get more governors from this country together with governors from provinces of China, mayors together with mayors, and exploit the opportunities that exist for exporters. That's a job creator in this country. It's a huge job creator, and we have to get used to the fact that as far as the eye can see into the 21st century, it's going to be the United States and China on the world stage.
In terms of the substance of his campaign, the idea that he's going to run on debt reduction is not that surprising from a Republican political perspective this year. The decision to go with getting out of Afghanistan is another one of the main platforms of his campaign, is starting to get, I think, as much attention as it deserves. Does that make a national splash with these sort of things? Ideally, a candidate wants to talk about things often and make their central message something on which there is a sharp distinction between them and the president, sharpening distinctions between the parties. Do you think that it may be hard for him to do that with this president, especially because he seems to have sort of a generous tone toward President Obama?
You know, he said, last time I interviewed him, he talked about how he wants to run a very, civil campaign. He did talk today about the president a little bit, but not in any way that was negative towards him. In fact, he said he respects the president, which is not something you really are expecting to hear out of a Republican announcement.
It's an axiom that the mainstream media are liberal. And Huntsman is a liberal's idea of what a Republican ought to be. And he is the moderate in the race. He's at 1%. I suspect that if anybody's at 1% is going to argue that numbers don't matter. Of course, they do. He's got to emerge. There's going to be a series of debates coming up soon. He either is going to emerge or he's not going to be around.
我很想你做我的副美国总统 Terrifying. What did you just say? What did you just say? I just said I think that you got to consider being my running mate for vice president.